Final bad snowboard invention.
De Gilson.
The Gilson.
Oh man. So Gilson is a 3D base board. There is a center channel down the board, and then there's a shelf that then goes up, and then it's flat again towards the edge.
Some of the boards don't have a channel either, too. Some of them it's just the edges that did it, but that was the first generation. The channel's like their second generation, I think.
Gotcha.
And
their whole concept is it makes it more catch free. They've got their POW one that's the POW channel, and my first thought, coming from sort of having a like manufacturing background, is you hurt that base, you're fucked. You can't tune it. You cannot put that thing through a grinder because you're just going to grind right through that race section, and then your board's toast. So hope you don't hit anything or ever scratch your base or ever need an edge tune. Hope you never need to tune your board because you can't.
Well, how many times did you ask them on social media?
Oh, I've asked them 4 or 5 times.
And they've ignored you like every time.
And they won't answer me.
So their response to me was, well, you have to hand grind the edge. And I was like, or the base. And I was like, huh? Wait, what? Well, they were like, you got to hand finish it is what they said. Like, because you know how the edge is the edge is up high and then it sticks down. But I was like, so if you hit a rock or anything and you got to P-tex it, you can't stone grind it. You can't base grind it. Their response was, well, you're going to have to hand finish it. There's a lot of shops that do that. And I was like, there are not a lot of shops that do that anymore. Like, living in Breckenridge, I can think of 3 shops in this county that can do that. But they would probably look at me like, why are we doing this? The other thing was the claim that they made. And this is what pisses me off when people outside snowboarding come in. We were the first to do this. And I was like,
no, you weren't.
Well, no, you weren't. 1978, Dina Star did it on a set of skis.
And 3D bases are not
3D
new.
bases are not new. I mean, I can think of Echelon, Battalion, and their argument was, well, we raised the whole base up, and theirs are angled. And I was like, yeah, well, the angle makes more sense. You know?
The angle works.
Yeah, Omatic did it. I mean, Rosnell has the roller base. You can...
Burton did a convex base.
Convex
did a convex base.
There's so many companies that have done it. These guys didn't do their research. When you make a claim like that, that pisses me off. The other one is, our boards are so buttery because of this, and the dude's literally flexing the board back together, but he's like, they have so much pop. And I was like, well, butter and pop are 2 opposite things.
Yeah,
and on top of the fact, you just made a really soft board. If you make a really soft board, any board will butter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like,
soft board's butter.
You thin the core out, you profile it thinner. You just don't put it, you put lower end, like biax glass in it. You don't put a lot of layers into it. You use less epoxy. That's it. You literally make thinner, you use thinner material and it will butter. I mean, the Battalion Wally, classic example. I'm pretty sure I could fold that board nose to tail. It's probably one of the softest boards. The original worldwide weapon. The Rockard, first year Rockard worldwide weapon. That board was
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero. Oh God, Nitro Sub-Zero. Yeah. Those boards are soft and you can butter them. It doesn't matter. But butter and soft flex do not mean pop.
No.
That doesn't. That's the other thing. Is like there's so much bullshit in their marketing videos that you're just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, if you have any brain about snowboarding, you see it, you look at it, and you go, this is bullshit. This is complete and utter fucking bullshit. And I remember them reaching out to me a few times, and I can't remember, like, I pretty much shot Nick Gilson, the owner, down. Which, the other thing is, company owners that use their names in this day and age, you're not Tom Sims. You're not Jake Burton Carpenter. Why is your name on a board? Gilson. My name's Gilbert Gilson, and
Gilson's just not a good name.
No.
It just doesn't sound good.
Doesn't.
It doesn't feel good. Like,
dude, it took me like 4 years to warm up to the name Marhar.
Yeah, that one's
like,
even a little...
It's a weird one. People are like, what's a Marhar? And you're like, I have no clue what a Marhar is.
Yeah.
I don't know what Marhar is, and I feel like it's some inside joke with the owners of that company, and I just let them go with it.
I don't know.
But this is the thing that bothers me so much is like, they're like, we do all this revolutionary tech, and we've done this, and the fact that the guy has a TED Talk.
Oh, God, he does?
It's like 28 minutes. I listened to it.
Oh.
And part of it's the story, and like part of it's this, but, you know, and also their funding, like they have a state grant for creating jobs in rural Pennsylvania.
Oh, come on.
So, and the other one that really pissed me off, we've made thousands of snowboards. You don't have the production facility to make thousands of snowboards. You have 1, maybe 2 presses. Even if you were running 3 shifts a day with 2 presses, how many boards do you think they could make? 3 shifts a day.
3 shifts a day, 2 presses. I mean, when I was at Signal, we were making max 50 boards a day with 2 presses and 2 finishers.
Okay, so Never Summer, 5 presses, 3 shifts a day, can maybe make about, I want to say, like about 200, 225. That number might be a little off, but I know when they were doing 2 shifts a day, they told me that they could only make about 127 boards.
That sounds about right, yeah.
I know places like Mothership, SWS, any of the places in China, like China, classic example, like 10 presses, and they can maybe make like 300-400 boards a day. Like, they don't have the capacity to make thousands. And it's one of the classic things that I catch small companies. Well, we're selling thousands of these. Where? There's no shops that carry them. I remember, and that's the other thing is, so they have that Airstream and they tour around. And they said the first year they went to 1,000 stores and no shop bought them. That ought to tell you that there's no demand for your stuff in a shop.
Yeah,
which is fine.
You're not Jake Burton in 1977 trying to sell ski shops on a sport that doesn't exist yet anymore.
It's a known product. The other thing is like one of the claims I saw them making on social media. None of our boards have ever been warranted, and then there's like 6 people that were all broken boards.
Yep.
They're like, where do you want to go?
So good.
Like, yeah. So I remember the first time I saw them in person at SIA. They didn't rent a big booth. They were kind of like off on the corner of the asshole of snowboard section, but they had room for the Airstream and everything. And I walked in, and this dude, I think his name was Dan, I can't remember, just snorting heavy and eyes like saucers. And I was like, oh, that dude's coked out of his mind. Believe me, I know what people look like when they're coked out of their mind. I work in a liquor store in a ski town. I sell them booze when they're coming down. And he just kept snorting and like rubbing his nose. And he's like, these boards are just so sick, man. So sick. And I was like, I'd ask a question and he'd have no answer. And he walked away. I picked one of the boards up, put it down on the ground, holding the nose, and flexed it. Just that deep flex. The amount of cracking I heard from the fiberglass and epoxy was, and I was like, these guys didn't crack the boards before they put them up? Like,
it's like rule number 1.
Rule number 1. Like, what's the first thing you do when you get new snowboards in the shop?
Flex them all.
Flex them all and crack the fiberglass so that no one ever hears it.
Right.
Because
that's the first thing. The average customer has no clue when they come in, and if a board hasn't been flexed before and they go to flex and they hear that, they're like, oh,
I just broke
shit. Like, I just broke it. Or they're like, oh, this is cheap shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like the first thing I do. Plus, it's like super cathartic, and it's like, it feels so good.
It's like ripping a board out of a brand new wrapper.
Just going, it feels so good. But if you're showing boards at some place where buyers are supposed to be impressed and want to spend money on your stuff, maybe don't do that. Maybe pre-crack your stuff.
Well, and that's the thing. And like their claims are like, you have better edge hold. And I was like, actually, you have less edge.
You have way less.
You have way less edge hold. Like, I remember when I was working with Echelon and designing stuff with them, and we were talking about because they borrowed the Omatic BS technology and then they tweaked it and they were working on it. And when you elevate that edge, you lose edge hold. And I was like, yours is better. Theirs was better because it went tip to tail. But I was like, you still have to put it way over on edge to get it. But it's like some of the boards, the Rossi boards with the roller, I've had people be like, oh, I can feel it. I was like, it's 1.5 millimeters. You can't feel it. It's just enough to raise you on a flat surface that your edge isn't dragging. That's it. It's so minimal. And, just... you're literally losing edge control. Oh, wow, yeah, you can butter, but try to control a butter with your edge. You can't.
And on top of that, like, the reason you put a slant on it, if you're doing that 3D shaping like Omatic or Echelon did, was so that as you're transitioning, it's a smooth transition. Where if you have a platform, a shelf, and then another platform, it's abrupt, and there's this weird teeter where you're on the corner of that platform.
Right.
So then you have to be like overly aggressive going from flat basing onto edge. Otherwise, you're gonna slide out or it's gonna hook. It's not gonna act normal.
No,
it's gonna act like a snowboard.
It's not. And that was the other thing. I mean, these boards just look so shitty and cheap.
The finish quality is terrible.
Terrible. I mean,
really bad. Which,
we're talking like 90s snowboards.
They're probably finishing it with a hand sander.
Yeah.
Because, again, you have a bunch of 3D contours, so you can't put it across a belt grinder.
No. Well, you can for the big flat section,
big
but then you've got to go around the edge. Mm-hmm. And that's, you know, you can always look at it, and it always has that white furry look to it.
Yep.
And people always ask me, like, when are you going to ride one? And I was like, I'm not. I just have no ambition to deal with that. My personal favorite was because I'd written an article about him, or I'd done something where I called him out on something. Maybe it was when we did the old podcast. I think it was when I did the old podcast. Maybe not with you, but I think I did it with Zach Griffin. But I had kind of called Gilson out a little bit. And one of their riders reached out to me, and he's like, dude, there's just like a whole bunch of bullshit going on over there. You need to do this. And I was like, I don't need to do shit. The guy kept trying to tell me, he's like, I'm sponsored by them because I'm a butter artist. And I was like, what the fuck is a butter artist?
What the fuck is that?
I was like, I've never heard of you and you look like a fucking kook. Wow, you can butter? Cool. Go to Japan then. Go to Korea.
Yeah, go to Japan and learn that you don't know how to butter.
Go to Korea and just make butter videos. Like, people love that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, I kept telling him, like, no, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care to even acknowledge it. So finally, I just copied and pasted his message to Nick, the owner. I was like, you deal with your riders. I'm sick of this bullshit. He was like, oh, okay, yeah, have a good day. The guy's like, you fucking narked me out. And I was like, no, I told you I didn't give a fuck. And if you kept pushing me, I would do this. I'm a dick. I don't care. I don't care what your problems are. Your little drama doesn't concern me. Yeah. And now you're time vampiring me and taking time away from me to do things because I'm getting 20 messages and shit's blowing up and I'm getting these notifications. That's literally time I could be answering you snowboarders of the internet's questions, which I try to answer everyone's. And this just pisses me off to no end that he did this. And I was just like, fuck that brand, fuck the people. I don't give a fuck about any of them. Like,
crappy product, crappy finish, crappy design, crappy concept.
I mean, the only thing that they've got right is selling direct because that's the future of snowboarding. Yeah. That's fine. Good. Go embrace it. Go do your thing. But let's be honest. You're probably making 200 to 300 snowboards a year. You're not making 10, 20, 30,000. No. Because I know the numbers of most mid-level brands that are still like grade A brands, and they're not. You're not surpassing their sales.
No.
So I can't wait for them to disappear. I can't believe they're still around. I can't believe they make skis. How the fuck do you make a ski with a raised edge? You're losing.
They make skis?
Yes, you didn't know that?
No.
Good, keep it that way. So, yeah. So, anyways, fuck Gilson.
No.
Fuck the idea.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck. I'm waiting for the hate comments. Bring it on, bitches.
Yeah, bring it on, because we're right and you're wrong. Gilson sucks.
Gilson straight sucks. I can't wait for you to deal with the real snowboarders of the internet. Watch that fucking level of hate. So, yeah. Anyways, that's where we're at for bad ideas. We've pretty much gone through the gamut. If you guys want us to do this again, because there are more bad ideas.
Oh, I've already got a couple.
Yeah, we will do another podcast in a couple months doing this because next month we are devoting it to Snowboarder's Blackboard Experiment, Transworld Goodwood, because that has come out. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the other reviews out there, and there'll probably be a bunch of other topics. I would like to touch on a bunch of the movies that have come out, a couple of the teasers, stuff like that, and just really go over this state of snowboarding. And we're also going to let you guys submit questions to us, so you can always email them to us, info@Angrysnowboarder. If you want to snail mail us a question, you can do it to this address right up here. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get notifications, because that's what we really, really want, is you guys getting all the notifications, not missing this. You'll be able to listen to this on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and Google Play Store. Hopefully, I think I've got it set up on just about everything. You can watch us on YouTube. If you're a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, you can get the full video a month before anyone else and watch that over there. If you're not a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, I strongly suggest that you check it out. Kevin, do you have anything you want to add in here?
That pretty much covers it. You know, we've got a bunch of these segments out of this podcast. Leave us comments. Leave us, say something to us. We love to interact with you guys. Like Aaron said, he tries to answer any of your questions, any of your comments. We like to interact with you, snowboarders of the internet. You're the reason we do all of this. So get at us.
Yeah. One thing is for certain, with Copper opening up next month and everything, we will be scheduling at some point in November through December. We will be scheduling a little meet and greet. We will be there, depending on our schedules. But I think we're going to be able to get the whole gang together. We might even drag Marcus out for you. So we'll see. But we're going to try to do a bunch of meet and greets. Kevin and I are going to do a little bit of traveling this winter, so you might be able to see us. Utah, maybe Taos, New Mexico, Jackson Hole. We will let you guys know when we're doing things like that, and we're going to try to do like a regular thing here in Summit County. Maybe we'll do something up at A Basin for all you guys on the Epic Pass. Maybe we'll do something at Copper for all you guys on the Icon Pass. Don't ask us to go to Winter Park because I hate that resort. I really don't like going.
I used to love it. Not anymore.
It's too mogully. It's like either flat or mogul. There's like nothing in between. I've never had a good day at Winter Park.
I have. They used to, way back in my college days, they used to have a really good like little park. But I don't think they ever updated their park features from when I was going there in college. And then they got scary. So.
And I'll probably be up at Steamboat at some point too. So I know Kevin doesn't have a pass up there. If we can get him a ticket, we'll take him up there for the day maybe. Yeah. But otherwise, I'll do some stuff up at Steamboat probably. I'm also thinking about going to Mammoth because I did get the Icon. So I'll probably do a tour of California. So Mammoth, June, Big Bear, Snow Summit, Squaw Alpine. And I'm also thinking maybe something in the Northwest since Crystal and Summit and Snoqualmie are there. So anytime I travel, we'll do that, but the travel is going to be dependent on getting the car. So if you're an auto broker, please reach out to me because I am looking for a specific car in a specific colorway in a specific trim package. I would love to have someone help me try to find one because I thought I had one tracked down and that fell through. So we'll get that going on. Other than that, thanks again for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We'll be back next month. We're going to answer the Angry Snowboarder VIP questions. I wanted to get to some of them for this month, but I think we're going to hold off, do that next month. So there's some good questions in there. Also, keep an eye out for live streams. We're going to try to do that, which is basically mini podcasts almost.
So you can interact with us live. I'm sure you're sitting down. You wanted to make a comment about something we were talking about in this video, and that's your benefit with a live stream is you can make a comment while we're talking, and then we can address that right away. So you got a question, you can get it answered like that.
Right. If we offended you, good. That means you're alive and you have feelings and emotions towards snowboarding. I'm stoked.
Yep.
If you're going to threaten to kill me, go right ahead. I've had plenty of those in my lifetime.
I haven't. Don't make me cry.
Yeah, don't make Kevin cry. He's a fragile
sensitive man.
He's the sensitive one. He has emotions. I don't. I'm completely devoid. I'm pretty sure I'm like the Grinch. I'm just dead inside. There's no hope. Like, Christmas doesn't even make me happy anymore. I'm just like, oh, God, it's Christmas. I have to buy gifts for people. Fuck. That type of thing. I would like to say thank you to all the members of Angry Snowboarder VIP. Without your guys' support, we wouldn't be able to do this. I also do have a PSA. If anyone sees Alan Russell from Salt Lake City's Subaru, it was stolen, please let him know so he can get Susan back. She's mean, she's angry, and she's kind of a hoopty, and whoever stole it was an idiot because there was no snowboards in it. So he does need that back. So shout out to Alan Russell. Shout out to Ian Mulhall from England. He's a good dude. Stoked for him. And let's see. Is there anything else? Do you want to give any shout outs to anyone, Kevin?
Big Jim.
Yes, to Big Jim.
She's got me hooked up with a couple things and is looking forward to working with us direct. So Big Jim, thank you. You're killing it. You're doing a great job. And your bro kills the catalogs.
Yes. Figure out a way to plug me in there and shit on me again, please.
Yeah, we love that.
That was the best. Well, that's where I'm going to leave it. I can't wait to see who gets offended this month.
Yep.
And we'll be back next month. Thanks, guys.